आपला व्हॉल्यूम म्यूट आहे.
Yes, sir.
ओके
Please proceed.
ओके ओके थँक्यू सर थँक्यू.
Yeah.
आज आमच्या समर्थ स्वर्गीय छगनलाल मुंजीभाई कडी कला महाविद्यालय अचलपूर कॅम्प या महाविद्यालयातील PhD रिसर्च सेंटरच्या वतीने एक ओपन डिफेन्स व्हायवा या ठिकाणी आयोजित करण्यात आलेला आहे. आमच्या अभ्यास संशोधन केंद्रातील संशोधनार्थी प्राध्यापक शुद्धोधन कांबळे यांचा आज हा ओपन डिफेन्स या ठिकाणी होऊ घातलेला आहे. संत गाडगेबाबा अमरावती विद्यापीठाने आचार्य पदवी संशोधन केंद्राकडे ही संपूर्ण प्रक्रिया सुपूर्द केलेली आहे आणि त्याचा एक भाग म्हणून या ठिकाणी ही प्रक्रिया सुरू होत आहे. सर्वप्रथम या समितीच्या सन्माननीय अध्यक्ष आमच्या महाविद्यालयाच्या प्राचार्य आणि संशोधन केंद्राच्या प्रमुख डॉक्टर शोभा रोकडे मॅडम यांचं या ठिकाणी मी स्वागत करतो. सोबतच या ओपन डिफेन्स वायवायसाठी बाह्य परीक्षक म्हणून उपस्थित असलेले डॉक्टर भगवान लोकडे सर यांचंही या ठिकाणी मी सहर्ष स्वागत करतो. आमच्या संत गाडगेबाबा अमरावती विद्यापीठाच्या मानव विज्ञान शाखेच्या अधिष्ठाता डॉक्टर मोना चिमोटे मॅडम या ठिकाणी उपस्थित आहे. त्यांचंही या ठिकाणी मी सहर्ष स्वागत करतो. सोबतच या मीटिंगसाठी थोड्याच वेळामध्ये संत गाडगेबाबा अमरावती विद्यापीठाचे माननीय कुलगुरू डॉक्टर प्रसाद वाडेगावकर सर हे जुळणार आहेत. सोबतच या ओपन डिफेन्स वायवायच्या समितीचे सन्माननीय विषय तज्ञ डॉक्टर वशिष्ठ चौबे सर हे सुद्धा थोड्याच वेळात या ठिकाणी येणार आहेत. त्यांचं सुद्धा मी या ठिकाणी स्वागत करतो. या समितीतील सन्माननीय सदस्य आणि प्राध्यापक शुद्धोधन कांबळे यांचे मार्गदर्शक डॉक्टर संजू इंगळे सर या ठिकाणी उपस्थित आहेत. आमच्या महाविद्यालयातील इंग्रजी विभाग प्रमुख डॉक्टर निलेश तारे सर हे सुद्धा या सभेकरता उपस्थित राहणार आहे. त्या सर्वांचं या ठिकाणी मी महाविद्यालयाच्या वतीनं आणि आचार्य पदवी संशोधन केंद्राचा समन्वयक या नेत्याने या ठिकाणी स्वागत करतो. या ओपन डिफेन्ससाठी उपस्थित असणारे इंग्रजी विषयातील सर्व तज्ञ, मार्गदर्शक, विद्यार्थी आणि संशोधनार्थी यांचंही या ठिकाणी मी स्वागत करतो. आणि आमच्या आचार्य पदवी संशोधन केंद्राच्या वतीने प्राध्यापक शुद्धोधन कांबळे यांनी संत गाडगेबाबा अमरावती विद्यापीठाला जो संशोधन प्रबंध सादर केला होता, त्या संशोधन प्रबंधाचा विषय आहे अ स्टडी ऑफ प्रिपरेशन अँड रेजिस्टन्स द सिलेक्ट दलित शॉर्ट स्टोरी इन इंग्लिश ट्रान्सलेशन, अर्थात इंग्रजी भाषांतरित निवडक दलित लघुकथांमधील दडपशाही आणि प्रतिक्रियांचा अभ्यास. अतिशय नाविन्यपूर्ण असा विषय घेऊन शुद्धोधन कांबळे यांनी हे संशोधन केलेलं आहे. डॉक्टर संजीव कुमार इंगळे यांच्या मार्गदर्शनामध्ये सदर प्रबंध हा त्यांनी संत गाडगेबाबा अमरावती विद्यापीठाला सादर केलेला आहे. आणि आज या प्रबंधाचे बाह्य परीक्षक डॉक्टर भगवान लोकडे सर हे या ठिकाणी शुद्धोधन कांबळे यांची मुलाखत घेणार आहेत. तत्पूर्वी बाह्य परीक्षक म्हणून उपस्थित असणारे डॉक्टर भगवान लोकडे सर हे इंग्रजी विषयातील एक तज्ञ आणि प्रख्यात साहित्यिक आहेत, लेखक आहेत. ते रयत शिक्षण संस्थेच्या DP भोसले कॉलेज कोरेगाव या ठिकाणी सहयोगी प्राध्यापक म्हणून कार्यरत आहेत. इंग्रजी विभाग प्रमुख म्हणून सुद्धा ते कार्यभार सांभाळतात. PGचे रिकॉग्नाइज्ड टीचर म्हणून ते शिवाजी विद्यापीठामध्ये काम करतात. सोबत ते MPhil आहेत, PhD आहेत. 18 वर्ष त्यांना पदवी आणि 4 वर्ष पदव्युत्तर अभ्यासक्रमाला शिकवण्याचा अनुभव आहे. त्यांच्या मार्गदर्शनात 4 विद्यार्थी हे आचार्य पदवीचं संशोधन करीत आहेत. त्यांनी विद्यापीठ अनुदान आयोगाचा एक लघु संशोधन प्रकल्प हा पूर्ण केलेला आहे. त्यांनी आतापर्यंत अत्यंत महत्वाच्या आणि अत्यंत प्रख्यात अशा नियतकालिकांमध्ये जवळजवळ 11 रिसर्च पेपर पब्लिश केलेले आहेत. नॅशनल इंटरनॅशनल कॉन्फरन्सेस मध्ये त्यांनी अनेक प्रबंध आणि शोध निबंध सादर केलेले आहेत. 10 रिसर्च पेपर त्यांचे इंटरनॅशनल पब्लिकेशननी प्रकाशित केलेले आहेत. जवळजवळ 85 वर्कशॉप, सेमिनार आणि कॉन्फरन्सेस मध्ये त्यांनी शोध प्रबंध आणि पार्टिसिपेशन केलेलं आहे. ते त्यांच्या महाविद्यालयाचे IQAC कोऑर्डिनेटर आहेत. सोबतच CDC मेंबर म्हणून सुद्धा ते अत्यंत महत्वाची जबाबदारी त्यांच्या महाविद्यालयामध्ये पार पाडत आहेत. UGCच्या करस्पॉन्डन्स कमिटीचे ते चेअरपण आहेत. त्यांनी जवळजवळ 14 इन्व्हायटी लेक्चर दिलेले आहेत. ऍज अ रिसोर्स पर्सन म्हणून त्यांनी अनेक महाविद्यालयांमध्ये, विद्यापीठामध्ये अनेक महत्वपूर्ण व्याख्याने दिलेली आहेत. 15 एक्सपर्ट लेक्चर म्हणून त्यांनी सादर केलेली आहेत. ते नॅकचे कोऑर्डिनेटर आहेतच, पण सोबतच त्या परिसरातील अनेक महाविद्यालयांचं मॉक पीअर टीमचे सन्माननीय सदस्य म्हणून त्यांनी काम केलेलं आहे. अकॅडमिक ऑडिट कमिटीमध्ये गेल्या 4 वर्षापासून अनेक महाविद्यालयांचं ऑडिट त्यांनी अत्यंत सक्षमपणे केलेलं आहे. त्यांना विद्यापीठ अनुदान आयोगाची फेलोशिप सुद्धा प्राप्त झालेली आहे. त्यांच्या या संपूर्ण संशोधनाच्या आणि शैक्षणिक कार्याची दखल अनेक संस्थांनी घेतलेली आहे. त्यांना आयडियल टीचर अवॉर्ड 2018 आणि 19 हा PB भोसले कॉलेज कोरेगाव यांच्याकडून प्राप्त झालेला आहे. डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर लाईफ टाईम अचिव्हमेंट अवॉर्ड 2022 या अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण पुरस्काराने त्यांना सन्मानित करण्यात आलेला आहे. इंग्रजी साहित्यातील अत्यंत विद्वान, प्रख्यात आणि संशोधनाच्या आणि शैक्षणिक क्षेत्रामध्ये अत्यंत नामवंत असं व्यक्तिमत्व या व्हायवासाठी उपस्थित झालेलं आहे. मी आमच्या विद्यापीठाच्या वतीने, आमच्या महाविद्यालयातील आचार्य पदवी संशोधन केंद्राच्या वतीने डॉक्टर भगवान लोकळे सर यांचं या ठिकाणी सहर्ष स्वागत करतो. सर, आपले मनापासून या ठिकाणी स्वागत.
धन्यवाद सर, थँक्यू व्हेरी मच. थँक्यू.
आणि पुन्हा एकदा महाविद्यालयाच्या प्राचार्य आणि या समितीच्या सन्माननीय अध्यक्ष डॉक्टर शोभाताई रोकडे यांच्या अनुमतीने ही सर्व सूत्र मी बाह्य परीक्षक डॉक्टर भगवान लोकळे सर यांच्याकडे सुपूर्द करतो आणि त्यांनी पुढील प्रक्रिया सुरू करावी अशी त्यांना विनंती करतो.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. As the organizer has already welcomed all the dignitaries here into the online meet on the occasion of the viva voce of Ph.D. candidate Mr. Shuddhadan P. Kamble on the topic a study of repression and resistance in the select Dalit short stories in English translation. I also welcome you all, and as it is purely an academic meet, without wasting time, may I now ask the candidate to present his observations and and what is the new addition in new knowledge. What are his major findings he has to present before the gathering into this online meet. Mr. Shuddhadan Kamble, you may.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are very much audible.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, sir. Let me share my screen. I'm sharing my screen. Please give me 1 minute.
हा. शुद्धोधन सर, तुमचं प्रेझेंटेशन सुरू करा.
Yes, audible.
आवाज येत नाहीये का सरांचा?
तुमचा आवाज येत नाही. तुम्ही
कांबळे सरांचा आवाज येत नाहीये.
Mr. Shuddhodhan, is there any problem in sharing your screen?
हाँ, काय होता है?
Dr. Barhate sir, co-host केलेला आहे का? शुद्धोधन co-host आहेत का? Okay. Ask to share his presentation.
चालला नाही का? Return to meeting.
शुद्धोधन सर, स्क्रीनवर आलं होतं शेअरिंग. तुमचा आवाज नाही येत फक्त.
नाही. जॉईन नाही तुम्ही परत का रिजॉईन करा. रिजॉईन करा. काय होणार आहे? यावरूनच करा असेल तर. सर वेळेचं सांगाल थोडं. हो ना माझे. बंद झालं का?
टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लेम
थोडं सांगून द्या. टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लेम आहे ना. Wi-Fi.
सर दुसरीकडे कुठे आहे आपल्याकडे लॅपटॉप वगैरे सर लॅपटॉप त्याच्यामध्ये प्रेझेंटेशन नाही दिसत.
ठीक आहे ना. जसं थोडा पॉईंट थिसिस आहे का थिसिस किंवा ते काढलं आहे का प्रिंट आहे का प्रिंट
आहे
Mr. Shuddhodhan, you may change your device until he gets ready. Shall I give some instructions here for the participants? Dr. Kashinath Barhate sir, with your kind permission, Mr. Shuddhodhan will be presenting his topic within 15 to 20 minutes or whatever time he takes. After his discussion of the topic, his research work will be open for discussion, and the participant research scholars can raise certain queries if they have found or if they have any doubt over the presentation, and if they have certain questions, they may raise those questions here into the meeting. And then I will, as an external referee, I will make my concluding remarks over the thesis and this Viva's presentation. And later on, the charge will be given in the hands of the Honorable Dean and the respective center. Honorable Dean will formalities or the last formalities. This would be the flow of this Vivavos. If the candidate is ready, he may go on.
ओरली सुरू करून
But please forgive me, there is some technical problem. I'm just starting my presentation within 1 minute.
बंद करायचा and then and then two and then three and then four and then five and
मुझे जॉइन कर दे
हाँ अच्छा
So forgive me for this interruption. I hope I am audible.
Yes. Proceed.
I
So thanks. I welcome all the dignitaries in this online Viva. The Pro Vice Chancellor of Sant Gadge Baba, Amravati University, Dr. Wadegaonkar sir, the Dean of Faculty of Humanities, Dr. Mona Chigote ma'am, external referee, Dr. Rokde sir, principal of this college, Dr. Shobha Rokde ma'am, the coordinator of this research center, Dr. Bharati sir, my research supervisor, Dr. English sir, the head of the department of this English department, Dr. Tare sir, and the subject expert, Dr. Chobe sir. Presentation outline of this presentation will be: first, I will introduce the topic, then I will introduce about importance of the study, justification of the topic, then objectives of the research, hypothesis, then what are the limitations of the study, then research methodology, and chapter skips, findings, recommendations, and lastly, I will end my presentation with proven hypothesis.
हो कंटिन्यू. हो. मला 15 ते 20 मिनिटाचं प्रेझेंटेशन करायचं आहे.
ते 40 ला संपेल का आपला टाइम? ते 40 ला संपेल का?
Sir, my screen is visible. Is my screen visible, sir? Sir, is my screen visible? Yes. Okay. The present research work studies depression and resistance in the select 6 Dalit short story collection in English translation. The present research focuses on the 6 short story collections from the different states and different languages of India. Out of 6 short story collections, 3 are written by the female Dalit writers, and the last 3 are written by the male Dalit writer. Bama's Just One Word is originally written in Tamil. Babu Shamla's Father may be an elephant and mother only a small basket, but it is written in Telugu. Urmila Paul's Merit is translated from Marathi. These 3 collections show the repression of Dalits in Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Maharashtra states. The 3 collections by the male Dalit writers have been originally written in Hindi. Ajay Nawari's short stories in Unclaimed Terrain are written in the background of Rajasthan and Punjab states. Ratan Kumar Samaria's stories from the Thunderstorm Dalit short stories have got background of Rajasthan and Haryana. And Om Prakash Valmiki's
Mr. Shuddhadan, your voice is not clear. If there are more than one devices nearby you, all the devices should be on silent mode and yours devices should be only on mode.
Sir, my screen is visible, sir.
Your voice is not clear.
Yes. स्क्रीन विजिबल आहे.
येस येस येस. आता येतो व्यवस्थित.
Yes, yes, sir.
Sir, now I am audible clearly?
Yeah. Please proceed.
Oh, okay, thank you very much, sir. So, the third male writer is Om Prakash Valmiki. Short story collection Amma and other stories are about the Dalits in Uttar Pradesh and Delhi. This study represents the Dalits from various castes and cultures. It shows the problems of the Dalits throughout the country. So this is a pan-India study of the marginal community in India. The, the importance of the study, the justification of the topic. The study explores the struggle of Dalit oppressed class for equality against discrimination is on the basis of caste. This research can be helpful to spread the message of humanity and equality in the society. The present research work studies the contemporary problems of the Dalits. It has a social relevance as the readers can understand the present social status of the Dalit. The research the researcher seeks strict implementation of the Article 15 of the Indian Constitution to spread equality in the country. Importance of the study. The continue point. The Atrocity Prevention Act is also need to be implemented more strictly to stop the caste atrocities of the Dalits. The present study shows the need of social justice for the Dalits. The undertrodden and marginalized people have not received equal status even after 75 years of the Indian independence. The Dalits are still deprived from their dignified social life. So the present research is helpful to understand social exploitation of the Dalits and their struggle for equality. The next point of my presentation is objective of research. The objectives of the research are to seek the problems of Dalits in the contemporary scenario, to find out the causes of Dalit repression in the present scenario, and also to providing solutions. The next objective, to study the causes of the oppression made by the upper caste people and provide some remedies for the problem. Next, to observe whether there is difference in views in men and women Dalit writers regarding the issues. The hypothesis of my research are Dalits oppressed suffered a lot on the basis of caste system. The second hypothesis is educational revolution made them aware of their injustice. Third, they resist against it and struggle for equality. The fourth hypothesis, the mental setup of upper caste people is the cause of the oppression of the Dalits. The next point of presentation is limitations of the study. The present research work studies Dalit literature in general and the select 6 Dalit short story collections in particular. This study is limited to the select Dalit short story collections in translation. It mainly focuses on the study of repression and oppression depicted in the select writers' short story collections. The research methodology which has been used in this research is the researcher has followed research methodology based on literary references, close reading, and critical analysis of the select short story collections. The current version of the MLA handbooks method is followed. E-sources are used to learn about the writer's critical works. The secondary sources included critical opinions by native and foreign critics and writers published in books, journals, periodicals, and so
वित्त
on
विभाग वित्त
have
नाही
been
पुढच्या
used
बिल्डिंग मध्ये फी भरायची आहे का? हो या इथून नाही जाता येते तुम्हाला फी भरायला, पण इथून गाडी हो जाईल. या पुढच्या हे दिसते ना पिवळी बिल्डिंग, त्याच्या समोर एक गार्डन आहे, त्याच्या पलीकडे इथून सरळ गेले तरी चालते रोड.
बिल्डिंग
नाही मंदातच आहे तसं आहे. त्याच्यानंतर खूप साऱ्या बिल्डिंग आहे. या रोडने गेले का तुम्ही तिथेच
इतरांनी
आहे.
आवाज
अरे
बंद करा.
अरे
इन्क्वायरी करायची.
रेणुकादासजी,
काय करायचं?
रेणुकादास राजेंद्र शंभरकर, तुमचा आवाज
म्हटलं?
म्यूट करा.
Dear host, please all participants.
वा, इथं एक खिडक्या दिसते ना, याच्यावर सब्जेक्टचे नाव लिहिलेले आहे.
शंभरकर
ते विचारून घ्या.
शंभरकर सर
हा सर.
शंभरकर सर, तुमचा आवाज
हा, सर.
म्यूट करा. तुमचा आवाज म्यूट करा.
हो सर, हो सर.
After the research methodology, the chapter scheme of the topic, the research has been consciously and methodologically intermediate into 5 chapters, including introduction and inclusion. First, the introduction of the thesis is given. Then the chapter 1, repression in the select women Dalit writers short stories. The second chapter is repression in the select women Dalit writers short stories. The third chapter is repression in the select men Dalit writers short stories. The fourth chapter is resistance in the select men Dalit writers short stories. And the fifth chapter is a study of repression and resistance in the select Dalit short stories. And last, there is conclusion of the study. The introduction part. In the introduction, historical and social background of the Dalit literature is given with its definition and features. The translation and the future of the Dalit literature, introduction to the select writers and their works have been also given in the introduction. At the end, objective of the study, hypothesis, significance, scope, and limitation of the review of literature have been given. In the first chapter, entitled Repression in the Select Women Dalit Writers Short Stories, the 3 translated short story collections, Bama's Just One Word, Urmila Pawar's Mother Wheat, and Gogu Shamla's Father Maybe an Elephant and Mother Only a Small Basket, has been studied to show the repression in it. Their short stories have portrayal of the women, the children, and the men of their respective society. The Dalit women are at the bottom of the caste system. Their exploitation and repression have been shown in the above short stories. The Dalit women writers' first-hand experience has made the stories more realistic. The male characters in the above stories have been shown from day-to-day life. Their struggle for equality is different from the upper caste women movement against patriarchy. The second chapter, entitled Resistance in the Select Women Writers Short Stories, focuses on the above collection to study resistance in the Dalit characters against the discrimination and repression. Bama, Urmila Pawar, Gogu Shamla have protested against the caste discrimination in their short stories. They have created a world of the strong women who fight against the gender and caste inequality. Their female characters' sketch is very powerful. They never compromise with the hard conditions. In spite of caste atrocity, gender discrimination, illiteracy, domestic violence, and poverty, they struggle for the better future. Bama has shown the world of children, man and woman from the grassroots level. Urmila Pawar has focused on the middle class woman characters to show the conditions of the woman at the office and workplace. Gogu Shamla's female characters are from the Mala, Madinga, Sabanda community of Telangana. Her male and female characters are simple in nature. Bama, Urmila Pawar, Gogu Shamla have written about day-to-day experience of home, village, and the workplace. They pick up the basic problem of their respective communities. In spite of the geographical differences, their characters suffer from common problem of social inequality. The children play a very important role in the short story collections. They have been taught the importance of the education. The woman is called the weaker sex, but the resistance of the women characters of Bama, Urmila Pawar, and Gogu Shamla proved that them stronger than the men. Poverty and discrimination are two major problems of Dalits. This affect the Dalit women very severely. The Dalit women are exploited as sex objects by both the upper caste and the lower caste men. In such conditions, the women have to perform their duty of family work, child keeping, and going to the job. However, these difficulties have been attached to them everywhere. Moreover, they are sometimes brutally beaten by the husbands. Perhaps these hardships are cause of their strong resistance to form a better world for their children. The third chapter entitled Repression in the Select Male Dalit Writers Short Stories. The short stories from the collections Ratan Samaria's Thunderstorm, Ajay Nawaria's Unclaimed Terrain, and Om Prakash Valmiki's Amma and other stories to find out the theme of repression in it. Dalit literature shows the realistic picture of the society. It depicts the sufferings and problems of the lower caste people. Ratan Samaria, Ajay Navaria, and Om Prakash Valmiki are the contemporary leading writers of the Dalit literature. Their short stories have shown the discrimination in the society is continued even today. The details have made the Dalits have made progress after getting education, their status had changed. However, the attitude of them, of the upper caste people has not changed. These 38 short stories have got picturization of various Dalit characters from the different states of India. All these stories are basically written in Hindi. The geographical area of the stories is from Delhi, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, and Uttar Pradesh. The common thing from all these places is upper caste people of the respective area are exploiting the Dalits on the name of the name of the caste. Brahmins, Chaudharis, Thakurs, Patels, Zamindars, and Rajputs are the upper caste people in the area. They are dominating the uh, Dalits of the area. The Dalits community like Chamars, Balhars, Khatik, and Bhangi are not getting respectful behavior even today. The three short story collections have depicted the depiction of the Dalits. The characters shown in the short stories are more realistic as the writers have got first-hand experience of these characters. The fourth chapter of the study, entitled Resistance in the Select Main Dalit Writers Short Story, also studies the above collection to show the resistance in the short stories by the select main Dalit writers. The above stories have got depiction of resistance against the pain and sorrow of the Dalits. Ratan Kumar Sambaria, Ajay Navaria, Om Prakash Valmiki are leading writers in Hindi. These short stories have shown the changing picture of the Dalits. Education has become a way of emancipation for them. They have started to use the power of rejection to avoid their traditional work. The Dalit character resists against their painful past. They want to change the world and life. Ratan Kumar Sambaria's story Fulwa shows the status of Dalit family has become prestigious than the Dalits have changed their fate by hard work, education. Ratan Kumar Sambaria's stories have got the strong women characters like Fulwa, Chunni. They work to establish themselves superior than the upper caste people. The protagonist, Kher Singh, from the story Farmland, does not want to sell his land as he considers the land a symbol of dignity. Ajay Kumar Nawaria's 7 stories from the collection Unclaimed Terrain have shown the power of refusal of the Dalits. Their refusal had started their journey of emancipation. They become aware about their identity and status. The narrator of the story subcontinent decides to attend the marriage ceremony even though he knows the possibility of attack on him. The protagonist of the story, New Custom, breaks the glass when he is asked to wash the glass by which he drank the tea. The sound of chant symbolizes the breaking of the old custom. The writer had changed the story of Premchand in the story Hello Premchand to show the courage of the Dalit boy who becomes the IAS officer by his hard works. Ajay Navaria has described the various aspects of the Dalit lives. He wants to establish equality for the Dalits, even in the rural life. His stories have shown an existence of the Dalits, their struggle for education and resistance against caste atrocities. Om Prakash Valmiki has given a voice to the voiceless Dalits through his stories. The Dalit characters in his stories aspire for better change. They do not want to continue their traditional work. Amma from the story Amma does not allow her children to work as sweepers. She encourages them to take education. The writer knows that education alone can fight against the cruelties of caste system. The protagonist RB from the story The Web of Interview courageously fights against his upper caste colleagues who try to stop his promotion. He is shown as a real follower of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar who defends his real identity. Om Prakash Valmiki's protagonists are strong enough to fight against old traditional traditions which are responsible for degradation of the Dalits. The protagonist of the story, Salam, rejects to go for the Salam, the age-old custom for the Dalits to show their inferiority. Kale and Bhure from the story The Hide of an Ox decide to stop the work of peeling skin of the dead animals. The fifth chapter of the study, the fifth chapter entitled A Study of Repression and Resistance in the Select Dalit Short Stories, studies all the select short story collections to make a critical analysis of the repression and resistance of the Dalit community. This chapter also studies the language and narrative style used in the select short story collections. The chapter ends with the study of the translation of this short story collection. The select short story collections represent various states of India, though the names of the Dalit communities are different and their operations are different, but the common thing in all the stories is the theme of repression. However, the stories are not limited to the subjugation of the Dalits. The theme of resistance is prominent in all six short story collections. The Dalit characters are from various exploitations like sexual, economical, religious, cultural, political, etc. They resist against all expectation after their self-consciousness. Education is a way of emancipation for them. It gives them power to fight against all kinds of social injustice. The present chapter studies the theme of repression and resistance in all six short story collections. It also studies use of the language and the skill of translation in the select short story collection. The present research is a pan-India study as it has representation of the Dalit communities from various states of India. The conclusion of the study, in the conclusion, the researcher has given his findings and suggestion for the future study of the topic. On the topic, the study concludes with the assertion of its contemporary significance. Dalits have been suffering from exploitation, discrimination, and humiliation since the thousands of years. They also have a particular history specific to each region. Dalits are the natives of India who have been treated as downtrodden and marginalized in the society. They were not allowed to fetch water from well, enter in the temple, and take education. They did not have the freedom like upper caste people. They were the victims of caste structure. Dalit literature has become a voice of repression of the Dalits. The select short story collections are products of the Dalit consciousness. These stories transfer the themes of protest, revolt, freedom from all kinds of caste restrictions and repressions. The stories give a glimpse of how Dalits want to live honorably with respect in terms of equality. The select writers have shown the position of Dalits in the society and their revolt, injustice, and discrimination. The protagonist of the stories fight for living with a new identity. Previously, there was only physical exploitation, though through the tradition of untouchability. But the present, the nature of untouchability has changed. Though the practice of physical untouchability is no more in practice, but the upper caste people still follow mental untouchability. The upper caste people do not consider the Dalits as their equal human beings. At the workplace and the public places, the Dalits have to face caste-based discrimination. However, the Dalits are no mute, oppressed class of, of the society. They revolt against all kind of exploitations and discriminations. The research findings are Dalits are being exploited physically, socially, economically, politically, culturally, religiously, and sexually by the upper caste people. It is prominently reflected in the short stories. The second finding, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's philosophy of equality and his message of education for the Dalits has brought a new consciousness among the Dalits. These two factors inspire them for the revolt against social discrimination. The select writers' short story collection show the Dalits' struggle for education and their revolt after education. Third, need of education for the emancipation is a major theme of all the short story collection. The Dalit protagonists of these stories know the value of education. Even the illiterate Dalit characters want to send their children to schools. They are ready to work hard for the education of their children to make their future bright. Om Prakash Valmiki and Ajay Navaria have shown the power of rejections of the Dalits. Their characters like Kale, Bhure, Amma, and Mangal do not want to continue their traditional dirty work. Dalit, Dalits want to break their vicious circle of slavery. So they want to give education to their children. The story Pulwa by Ratan Sambaria, Hello Premchand by Ajay Navaria, and Amma by Om Prakash Varmiki are the examples to prove the above finding. The Dalit writers, especially Dalit women writers, are closely attached with the nature. Amma and Dobu Shamla write about loss of the nature through their stories. Amma's story, Loss, and Dobu Shamla's story, The Village Tank's Lament, highlights the bonding between the Dalits and the nature. The select short stories have depiction of evil traditions imposed on the Dalits. Gogu Shamla and Urmila Pawar write about the evil customs of Jogini and polygamy, which are the causes of exploitation of the Dalit women. The middle class Dalits in the urban area face various problems of discrimination at the workplaces. Ajay Navaria shows their problem in his stories. So they work on the reputed post and get economical stability. Still, they face the problems of caste-based discrimination in the urban area. The caste-based discrimination at the working places is the cause of alienation of the Dalit middle class people in the urban area. To avoid these problems, they want to hide their caste identity and want to live away from their Dalit community. It has coined the term Dalit Brahmins. Ajay Navaria and Om Prakash Valmiki have shown the Dalit Brahmins character through their stories like Storm and Fear. The incidents of Dalit atrocities depicted in the stories remind us the recent real incidents of Dalit atrocities took place in the country. Urmila Pawar's story, Public Disgrace, reminds us the Khairlanji massacre happened in 2006 in Bhandara district of Maharashtra, in which Dalits were brutally killed and the Dalit women were raped. Bama's story, wherever you look, resembles to the recent incident in Rajasthan in 2022, in which a 9-year-old student was allegedly beaten by his school teacher for touching a drinking water pot in the school. The boy died in the hospital while taking the treatment. Om Prakash Valmiki's story, The Killing of a Cow, had similar incident at Unna in Gujarat in 2016, where 7 members of a Dalit family were assaulted for killing the carcasses of a dead cow. Ajay Nawariya's story, Subcontinent, reminds various incidents of attack on the Dalits in the marriage ceremonies for not following the restrictions laid for them by the upper caste people. There is discrimination among the Dalit. They also follow the caste-based classification among themselves. Om Prakash Valmiki's story, Shiv Yatra, and Ajay Nawariya's story, Spring, talk about the discrimination among the Dalits. The select short stories show the identity crisis of the Dalits. They struggle to
Hello.
establish their own identity in the society.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Shuddhodhan, please conclude and
Yes, sir.
let the session open for
Yes,
the
yes. Yes, sir.
debates and all those
Within 2 minutes.
queries.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. Within 2 minutes, I will conclude, sir.
Okay.
So these are the findings. The recommendations of my research are the select short story collections taken for the research have opened up new vistas for understand the repression and resistance of the Dalits. The present research work is restricted to the study of repression and resistance in the select short story collection. There is a vast scope for the future research on the select short stories. These short story collections can be studied from the linguistic point of view, and the researcher can also explore various angles of the discrimination in it. The repression and resistance can be seen in all over the world. So these Dalit short stories can be studied as a part of the Dalit of the world literature. The Dalits on the basis of caste system. The resistance shown in the select short stories that educational revolution made them aware of their injustice. The select short stories depict their resistance for equality. The mindset of the upper caste people shown in the short stories proves the fourth hypothesis of my thesis. So this is my presentation of my research. Thank you, one and all, for this. So here I stop my presentation.
Hello. Barate sir. Hello, Barate sir. Hello, Barate sir.
Yes, sir.
You may proceed, Barate sir.
Now the participants may raise any questions if they have come across during the deliberations of the candidate. Is there any question from the participants? Am I audible, Dr.
Yes, sir,
Indra?
you are audible. Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
If someone
Can
asks
I-
a question, okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Hello? Hello, Kamlesh sir, it was a nice presentation. But I have a question. Dalit literature is also an expression of alternative culture than mainstream culture. That's why the language of Dalit literature or a few words are accumulated cultural words. Then in translation, that kind of words got the justice. Uh,
Uh,
you
yes,
got it,
sir.
sir?
Yes, sir.
मला
Yes,
मला
yes, sir.
असं
I got
म्हणायचं
it.
आहे की सांस्कृतिक संचित असलेले असे काही शब्द असतात त्यांचा अनुवादाबद्दल आपला काय अनुभव आहे?
Yes, sir. May I answer, sir? Have you finished your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The very valid point has been raised by Mr. Renukata Subale, sir. See, the translation process has so many restrictions. The first restriction is cultural atmosphere. The translator cannot translate the cultural atmosphere of the particular area or the state as it is. For example, uh, in the short story of Urmila Poa, there are so many words or so many what can I say proverbs which cannot be translated in English as it is. So the translators has taken out the basic or the meaning of the word, and they tried to translate it in English. But the actual or the what can we say the actual translation uh, is not possible. This is the one of the restriction of the translation. So the solution for that is they have translated or they have written the same word as it is in translation. For example, the word Jogini used by Gogu Shamla. There cannot be translation of that word Jogini. Or in the short story collections of Urmila Pawar, the word Godri is used. The Godri is a very typical Maharashtrian word. It cannot be used. So the translators have used that word as it is in their translation in Italic. And for better understanding, they have given the end notes or explanation of that words, and that they have provided the glossary to understand it in a more better way. I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, sir.
So, Kamlesh sir,
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes.
it was very nice presentation. And my question to you is that how do you justify your work as contribution to the field as well as the world of literature?
Ma'am, pardon me,
How
I couldn't listen.
yes,
Sir,
which
your voice is breaking. Yes, ma'am. Yes, please.
how your thesis will contribute to the social world, also the world of literature.
Contribution in the world literature.
Contribution. Yes,
A contribution of these 6 short stories for the world literature, right, ma'am?
yes, literature and society also.
Yes, ma'am. The 6 short story collections have the prominent theme of resistance and discrimination. Okay, and it is the theme of the whole world. Okay, the black people are suffering on the basis of racism. Okay, there is discrimination on the basis of economic. The rich and poor discrimination is there. The color discrimination is there. Race discrimination is there. In India, we have the discrimination on the base of caste. So these short stories, after the translation in English, they have been prescribed in the various universities of the foreign universities, and the researchers have been studying for the with the comparative study. Okay, the comparative studies on these short story collections uh, have been made abroad, outside of India. So it is automatically becoming the part of world literature, according to me. So this is the main contribution for the world literature. And your second point, what is contribution for the society? Ma'am, every day in every newspaper we can come across many cases of atrocities or the news of discrimination. As I mentioned in my presentation, the boy was brutally beaten by the teacher. So the all the incidents depicted in these six short story collections have the references with the real like events. So it will help us to understand the how the status of the Dalits is even after the 75 years of the even the 75 years of the independence. There are the constitutional laws and regulations. The constitution law article 15, it talks about equality, but actual equality is not there in the remote places, in the rural places. Still there are the incidents of discrimination. And so this my study will help us to or it will give the message of equality and human values for the society. Thank you, ma'am.
Very good message to the society, sir. Nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
And
Thank you.
May I ask a question,
Yeah.
Dr. Lokde?
Yes, yes. You may
Yeah,
proceed.
thank you. First of all, I want to appreciate the researcher for a nice presentation. I can understand and I can sense the painstaking efforts he must have taken and his guide must have guided him dexterously. For that, I would appreciate him as a friend and academician. I have a small doubt, Professor Siddhodan.
Yes, sir.
Since autobiographies is something which is considered as a main expression of Dalit sensibilities in Dalit writing, I just want to ask you that why you did not opt for Dalit autobiographies and you opted this short stories.
Yes, sir. That's very interesting, and I was expecting this question, sir. Thank you for asking. May I know your name, sir, please?
I'm Shivaji. I'm Shivaji Methe.
Okay, sir. I was expecting this question, sir. Thank you. Sir, see, Dalit literature had been started from the various autobiographies, but the two short story collections by when I concealed my caste uh, and the short story by the Gold in Grave. These two short stories are the basis of the Dalit literature. And then after Urmila Pawar, uh, Kamle, Baby Kamle, then Bama, they have written Praise on Kamle. These all autobiographies have come out. That was like a flood in Dalit literature. So many autobiographies have come. But the genre short story is new in Dalit. Uh, in the beginning, the short stories, the 10 short stories have been translated in the collection, The Poison Bread. Then there are young and leading writers who have also written the short stories. Like Valmiki's autobiography, Zutan, is very popular. Then Bama's Koroku is also popular. And a lot of short stories. After taking, I got, I decided that I should go for the short story because some of the short story collections which I have studied, uh, they are not known to the people. The very few people know these short story collections of Ratan Samaria, Ajay Navaria, Om Prakash Valmiki, even Urmila Pawar. There is there is very few attention is given on this short story collection. So I thought this is the area where I have the scope, and to create the secondary sources of these short stories, because I personally faced many problems while uh, while writing the thesis. Very less secondary resources were available. Even I directly contacted Mr. Ratan Kumar Sambaria and Ajay Navaria for giving me secondary resources. They have helped me out for it. So that is the reason I thought to take this genre for the study. Thank you, sir.
So, Barajas.
हा शोधोधनजी,
Yes, sir.
खूप छान प्रेझेंटेशन केलं आणि तुमचं अभिनंदन ते
Thank you, sir.
यासाठी की आपण एका अस्पर्शी विषयाला स्पर्श केलेला आहे आणि मराठी आणि भारतातील ज्या लघुकथा आहेत त्या लघुकथांमधील दडपशाही आणि प्रतिकाराचा अभ्यास फार चांगल्या रीतीने आपण केलेला आहे. अर्थात हा एका सीमित स्वरूपातला अभ्यास आहे असं आपण गृहीत धरू. त्याचं कारण आहे की तुम्ही निवडक लघुकथांचा अभ्यास घेतलेला आहे. मराठीमध्ये उर्मिला पवार हे अतिशय सक्षम नाव आहे आणि महाराष्ट्रामध्ये प्रामुख्याने दलित साहित्याचा प्रवाह हा अतिशय जोरकस आणि अत्यंत सक्षमपणे समोर आलेला आहे. आता चर्चा करत असताना आपण सांगितलं की आत्मकथनांचा आणि कवितांच्या क्षेत्रात त्या दलित साहित्याचा प्रभाव मोठ्या प्रमाणात आहे. कादंबरी आणि नाटकाच्या क्षेत्रात कमी असेल, परंतु लघुकथांमध्ये मात्र बऱ्याच ठिकाणी दलित संवेदना, अस्मिता ह्या प्रकट झालेल्या आहेत. मला फक्त एकच प्रश्न विचारायचा आहे की आपण भारतातील अगदी दक्षिण भारत, महाराष्ट्र आणि उत्तर भारतातील काही निवडक लघुकथाकार घेतलेले आहेत. सामान्यपणे भारतीय पर्यावरण आणि भारतीय समाज व्यवस्था आपण डोळ्यासमोर ठेवतो. या भारतीय समाज व्यवस्थेमध्ये हजारो वर्षापासून चाललेली वर्णाश्रम व्यवस्था आणि पुरोहितशाही, शास्त्र प्रामाण्य, तर ह्या सर्व बाबींचा प्रत्यक्ष परिणाम हा त्या गावकुसाबाहेर असणाऱ्या समाज घटकावर झालेला आहे. आपल्याला अभ्यास करत असताना काय जाणवलं की उर्मिला पवार यांच्या लघुकथांमधल्या संवेदना ह्या अधिक टोकदार आहेत की दक्षिण भारतामध्ये असणाऱ्या लघुकथांच्या संवेदना ह्या अधिक टोकदार आहेत, किंवा त्यांची अभिव्यक्ती महाराष्ट्रामध्ये डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकरांच्या धम्मसंग्रहामुळे आणि एकूणच त्यांनी जो काही काम केलेलं आहे त्याच्यामुळे महाराष्ट्रातील लघुकथाकार किंवा दलित साहित्यिकांच्या लेखनाला एक धार प्राप्त झालेली आहे. अशी धार तुम्हाला अन्यही प्रांतातील लेखकांच्या लघुकथांमध्ये जाणवली आहे का?
Yes, sir. Sir, it's very relevant point you have raised. Sir, the female Dalit writers which I have selected, they have the different geographical area, and the society which they relate, that is also different. Gogu Shamla belongs to Madira community, which is the downtrodden community of Telangana. Bama is Christian Dalit in Tamil Nadu, and in Maharashtra, Urmila Pawar is the Buddhist Dalit, we can say. And their topic, they are very much different. Urmila Pawar writes about the urban and rural, both types of women. She writes about both, and she shows the repression of the working women in the office, and at the same time she talks about the rural women. Okay, Bama, she talks about the children and women in the school at their working place, and Gogu Shamal, she talks about repression and resistance in in her community, in her Maliga community. They have very well presented their repression and resistance. And if you want me to compare the sharpness or the more particular aspect of resistance and repression and consciousness, I can say that Pama has more more strict depiction of the revolution and resistance in comparison of Urmila Pawar. Because in the present time, Dalit literature is more glorified, and it is becoming very what can say shining in the south state. Uh, that all the South Indian writers, they are giving more focus to Dalit literature, or there are so many Dalit writers who are writing Dalit literature in more strict, or who earn more what can say in more consciousness of Dalits. So I think, sir, in South, in the present time, okay, the basic of Dalit literature is in Maharashtra. The basis of Dalit literature is in Maharashtra, but it is now growing in the southern state and some part of the Punjab. In Maharashtra, I found little bit less writing in the Dalit literature.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. कोणाला आणखी प्रश्न विचारायचे आहेत का? आपल्या संशोधन केंद्रातील संशोधनार्थी या मीटिंगला उपस्थित आहेत आणि मला आनंद या गोष्टीचा होतो आहे की आपल्या संशोधन केंद्रातील पहिला विद्यार्थी हे संशोधन कांबळे आहेत आणि त्यांचा ऑनलाईन स्वरूपातला हा वायवा या ठिकाणी आपण सर्व ऐकत आहात. तेव्हा आपल्याही मनात काही शंका असतील, काही प्रश्न असतील या संशोधनाच्या संदर्भातले, तर आपण अगदी निसंकोचपणे विचारू शकता.
If there are no questions, shall I proceed with my remarks, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Before going towards my remarks, presenting my opinion on the thesis and the viva voce, I would like to ask a question to the candidate. One question from the referee. How would you differentiate the degree of Dalit consciousness as reflected in the writings of Dalit writers and writings on Dalits by the mainstream writers?
Yes, sir. Sir, there is a debate. Can Dalit literature be written by the writers behind the Dalit community? It is a very great debate in the Dalit literature. Bultraj Anand has written a novel, Untouchable, in 1935. In that novel, he has depicted a character by and his a journey, or his one day span, how he spends his day. That character does not change. It is a character of your depiction of his life, how he suffers in his life. Okay. There is no resistance in his life. But later on, when Dalits had started to write about their own consciousness, they have written it more concretely, more clearly, with more consciousness. The characters of the writers, the mainstream writers, the Dalit characters of mainstream writers, they can get sympathy. They have no power of resistance. That is one of the limitations of writing of the writers of the mainstream. Opposite to that, when Dalits had started writing, they have shown the whole, what can say, the first-hand experience in their writing. For example, sir, Ajay Navaria has written a story, Hello Premchand. In that story, he has restructured the story of Premchand. There is also a debate. Premchand has written about Dalit life or Dalit people, but his characters are not so much resisting or not so much active. So Ajay Navaria has taken the characters from his short story, and he has given the new structure, the story, the price of milk is a story written by Premchand. So he has turned that story into the another climax. The protagonist of that story, Mangal, in the original story, he accepts the dirty work. He makes a compromise with his life, and he accepts the work of cleaning the latrines or like that. But in Ajay Navaria had changed the Mangal character. He takes education. He resists against his conditions. He gets education and he becomes the IAS officer. So this is the difference, sir. That there is some limitations in the writing, and of course, it is the point of debate. That the Dalit literature can be written only by Dalits, and some of the critics they say that anybody can write about Dalits. The definition is the writing about Dalit life and Dalit consciousness is called Dalit literature. It is a very simple definition given by Sharan Kumar Limbale sir, and also Dr. Arjun Dagre sir specifies this point. But there is no confused point that you cannot say that the mainstream writers cannot write about Dalits, but the writing scope is different. Thank you, sir.
Now, I'm here to present my remarks as an external referee. At the outset, let me appreciate the authorities of Sant Gadgi Baba Amravati University, Amravati, for allotting such a socially important topic for exploration to the candidate, Mr. Shuddhodhan Kamble. And also, I would like to appreciate the efforts of the research guide, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Ingle, and the candidate for exploring the topic in such a nice way and giving justice to the topic selected. Considering the strengths of the thesis, as I have gone through the thesis, I could know it that such type of research is the rare one, as it has been taken to explore the life of the Dalits, the exploitation of the Dalits, and their revolt against caste hegemony from different angles, different perspectives, as the study or the writers selected for this study belong to different genders. Three male characters, three female characters have been explored. First of all, this is of prime importance. Secondly, the writers belong to different regions like Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, and Union Territory of Delhi. Besides that, the writings in different languages of India also have been considered for exploration into this research, and therefore I appreciate this research work on this account. And as the thesis has many strengths than the weaknesses, there are no weaknesses as such found into the thesis. I recommend, first of all, the guide and the candidate that a thesis may be converted into the book form at the earliest possible, so that such a studious research work will be as a reference for the next budding research scholars. Now, the vivacious of the candidate and his open defense against the queries and questions and participants has been satisfactory up to the mark. And besides that, also considering the strengths of the and satisfactory defense of this candidate, Mr. Shuddhodhan Kamble, I recommend the honorable authorities of Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University that the thesis entitled A Study of Repression and Resistance in the Select Dalit Short Stories in English Translation be accepted for the award of Ph.D. degree in English under the Faculty of Humanities of Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, Amravati, and the candidate may be awarded with the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in English.
वा.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
And the guide. No. Over to you, Dr. Kashinath Balaji, sir.
ओके 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 थँक्यू सर. आजच्या या ओपन डिफेन्स मध्ये प्राध्यापक शुद्धोधन कांबळे यांनी नुकतंच प्रेझेंटेशन केलेलं आहे आणि त्यांच्या या सादरीकरणावर बाह्य परीक्षक डॉक्टर भगवानजी लोकडे सर यांनी अतिशय सुंदर असा अभिप्राय या ठिकाणी सादर केलेला आहे. खरं म्हणजे आचार्य पदवीचं संशोधन ही एक तपस्या असते आणि खूप मोठ्या अभ्यासातून संशोधनातून आपण या ठिकाणावर पोहोचलेलो असतो. त्यांनी जे संशोधन केलेलं असते त्या संशोधनाचं परीक्षण करणारे परीक्षक हे सुद्धा त्या क्षेत्रातले अत्यंत दिग्गज आणि गणमान्य साहित्यिक संशोधक असतात. आज डॉक्टर भगवान लोकडे सरांनी शुद्धोधन कांबळे यांच्या प्रबंधावर जो अभिप्राय दिलेला आहे तो निश्चितच शुद्धोधन यांना प्रेरणादायी असेल, त्यांना ऊर्जा देणारा असेल आणि आपण केलेलं संशोधन किती सार्थ आहे याचा अभिमान त्यांना निश्चितपणे वाटेल. मी महाविद्यालयाच्या वतीने, संशोधन केंद्राच्या वतीने आणि संत गाडगेबाबा अमरावती विद्यापीठाच्या वतीने आदरणीय डॉक्टर भगवान लोकडे सरांचं या ठिकाणी मनपूर्वक अभिनंदन करतो, त्यांचं स्वागतही करतो आणि त्यांचं या ठिकाणी आभारही व्यक्त करतो. धन्यवाद सर. धन्यवाद. या ओपन डिफेन्स साठी आमच्या विनंतीला मान देऊन आमचे मित्र जे नागपूर आणि गोंडवाना विद्यापीठाशी संबंधित आहेत ते डॉक्टर रेणुका दास उबाळे, आमच्या अमरावती विद्यापीठातील डॉक्टर वर्षा गावंडे, डॉक्टर मंगेश अडगोकर, प्राध्यापक सचिन खोब्रागडे, डॉक्टर शिवाजी मेठे, संतोष गायकवाड, डॉक्टर सुनील कुमार, आमच्या महाविद्यालयातील इंग्रजी विभागातील डॉक्टर सुरेंद्र हाडोळे, सहकारी मित्र डॉक्टर चव्हाण सर, डॉक्टर बावणे सर, डॉक्टर सावरकर सर, इंग्रजी विभाग प्रमुख डॉक्टर निलेश तारे सर, हे सर्व या ठिकाणी उपस्थित आहेत. त्यांचेही मी या ठिकाणी पुन्हा एकदा आभार व्यक्त करतो आणि या ओपन डिफेन्सच्या सन्माननीय अध्यक्ष आता पुन्हा एकदा आमच्या या ओपन डिफेन्स साठी जुळलेले आमच्या महाविद्यालयातील आणि महाविद्यालयाच्या बाहेरील सर्व संशोधनार्थी प्राध्यापक, मित्र, मैत्रिणी यांचे या ठिकाणी मी आभार व्यक्त करतो आणि या ओपन डिफेन्सच्या सन्माननीय अध्यक्ष आमच्या महाविद्यालयाच्या प्राचार्य डॉक्टर शोभाताई रोकडे मॅडम यांना त्यांचं मनोगत व्यक्त करण्यासाठी या ठिकाणी मी प्राचार्य करतो.
आचार्य इंग्रजी विषयाचे संशोधक कांबळे यांची मुलाखत आताच संपन्न झालेली आहे. घेण्यासाठी एक समर्थ व्यक्ती त्याचं प्रोफाईल मी वाचलं मराठी सरांनी, तर इतक्या कमी त्यामध्ये इतकं मोठं काम संशोधनाचं करणारे डॉक्टर भगवान लोकडे सर आज आपल्याला या ठिकाणी उपलब्ध झाले. त्यांनी अतिशय बारकाईने या ठिकाणी सरांचा जो व्हायवा आहे तो घेतलेला आहे. शुद्धोधन कांबळे सरांना त्यांनी बारीक बारीक प्रश्न विचारून या संशोधनातील बारकावे त्यांना उघड करायला लावलेले आहे. खर तर एक चांगला डिफेन्स कशाला म्हणतात तो आज आपल्या समोर सादर झालेला आहे. संशोधकही किती जागरूक असला पाहिजे आणि परीक्षक सुद्धा किती जागरूक असला पाहिजे याचं उत्तम उदाहरण मला वाटतं या डिफेन्स आपल्या समोर आलेलं आहे. आज आपल्या ह्या डिफेन्स करिता संत गाडगे बाबा अमरावती विद्यापीठाच्या डॉक्टर मोना चिकोटे मॅडम उपस्थित झालेले आहेत. त्याचप्रमाणे कुलगुरू डॉक्टर प्रसाद वाडेगावकर साहेब सुद्धा त्यात सहभागी आहेत आणि विषय तज्ञ म्हणून माननीय प्राचार्य डॉक्टर चौबे सर हे सुद्धा यात सहभागी झालेले आहेत. त्याचबरोबर संशोधन केंद्राचे जे वेगवेगळे विषयाचे मार्गदर्शक आहेत त्यामध्ये डॉक्टर संजीव इंगळे यांनी अतिशय उत्तम काम या ठिकाणी करून घेतलेलं आहे आणि उत्तम कामाची पावती ह्या डिफेन्स मधून या ठिकाणी मिळालेली आहे. शुद्धोधन कांबळे हे मुळातच खूप जास्त अभ्यासक आहेत मराठी आणि इंग्रजी विषयाचे. या दोन्ही विषयांचा त्यांना अतिशय चांगला उपयोग त्यांनी आपल्या संशोधन कार्यासाठी करून घेतलेला आहे. या आमच्या संशोधन केंद्राचे डॉक्टर काशीनाथ बराटे समन्वयक आहेत. सातत्याने केंद्रामधील सगळ्या विद्यार्थ्यांना वारंवार मार्गदर्शन करणे आणि त्यांच्याकडून चांगलं काम कसं करून घेता येईल यासाठी ते प्रयत्न करत असतात. आपण सर्व यात सहभागी झाला, सगळ्यांनी सहभाग घेतला, काही लोकांनी प्रश्न विचारले आणि शुद्धोधन कांबळे यांच्या संशोधनामधल्या काही अगदी जाणीवा आपण जाणून घेतल्या. आपला याबद्दलचा जी जिज्ञासा होती ती वाखाणण्यासारखी होती. मी सर्व सहभागी झालेल्या सदस्यांचे या ठिकाणी स्वागत करते, आभारी मानते. आणि मला विशेष बाब ही जाणवली, सरांनी हा जो विषय घेतलेला आहे दलित लघुकथेतील दडपशाही व प्रतिकार, अतिशय नाविन्यपूर्ण विषय त्यांनी घेतलेला आहे आणि दलित साहित्य हा माझा मुळातच खूप आवडता विषय आहे. दलित स्वकथन यावर मी वरिष्ठ निबंध सुद्धा लिहिलेले आहेत आणि त्यामुळे हा विषय अत्यंत विस्ताराने आणि विश्लेषणात्मक पद्धतीने त्यांनी डिफेन्स मधून सुद्धा मांडलेला आहे. खरं तर एखादं संशोधन जेव्हा होतं ना तर ते संशोधन हे अभ्यासपूर्वक असलं पाहिजे आणि ते संशोधन समाजपोषक सुद्धा असलं पाहिजे असं मला वाटतं. आणि या दोन्हीही मुद्द्यांचा विचार जर केला तर शुद्धोधन कांबळे यांचं जे संशोधन ते समाजालाही उपयुक्त असेल आणि अभ्यासकांना सुद्धा उपयुक्त असेल. मला तर वाटतं की हा विषय समाजाच्या समोर येणं आणि समाजामध्ये सर्वांगीण घटकांपर्यंत या विषयाची चर्चा होणं आणि त्यातून एक सजग भान समाजाला येण्यासाठी प्रयत्न होणं गरजेचं आहे. हे काम शुद्धोधन कांबळे यांनी आपल्या त्या आचार्य पदवी संशोधन प्रबंधातून केलेलं आहे. मी त्यांचं मनपूर्वक या ठिकाणी अभिनंदन करते. आणि या ठिकाणी डॉक्टर भगवान लोकडे यांनी जे प्रश्न विचारले त्यांना त्या प्रश्नाची इतकी छान उत्तरं त्यांनी दिले आणि समाधान झालं परीक्षकांचं की हा संशोधक अतिशय अभ्यासू आहे आणि याला सजगता आहे, दूरदृष्टी आहे. आणि म्हणून मी डॉक्टर भगवान लोकडे यांचंही अभिनंदन करते आणि यांचेही आभार मानते की त्यांनी अगदी तासून घेतलं आपल्या विद्यार्थ्याला आणि त्याला समाधानकारक असा अभिप्राय त्यांनी नोंदवलेला आहे. एकूणच आजचा हा डिफेन्स अतिशय उत्तमपणे पार पडलेला आहे. यासाठी त्यांनी ज्यांनी मदत केली त्या सगळ्यांचे या ठिकाणी मी आभार व्यक्त करते. आमच्या महाविद्यालयातील सर्व प्राध्यापक वर्ग, श्री अतुल सराटे ज्यांनी सगळी तांत्रिक बाजू सांभाळलेली आहे, पवन बिजाकडे आणि आमच्या महाविद्यालयातील संशोधन केंद्रातील सर्वच घटक आणि विशेषतः मला असं वाटतं की डॉक्टर निलेश तारे हे इंग्रजी विभाग प्रमुख पण जॉईन झालेले मला दिसलेले आहेत. त्यांचेही मी या ठिकाणी आभार मानते आणि शेवटी डॉक्टर संजीव इंगळे यांचे अभिनंदन करते की त्यांच्या हातून खूप चांगलं संशोधनाचा एक विद्यार्थी आपल्या महाविद्यालयातील संशोधन केंद्रातून सर्वप्रथम त्यांनी नोंदवलेला आहे. सर्वांचे परत आभार.
धन्यवाद मॅडम, धन्यवाद. आपण अतिशय समयोचित शब्दांमध्ये आपलं अध्यक्षीय विवेचन या ठिकाणी केलेलं आहे. खरोखरच मला खूप आनंद होत आहे की आपल्या महाविद्यालयाच्या आचार्य पदवी संशोधन केंद्राच्या वतीने ही पहिली मुलाखत या ठिकाणी संपन्न होत आहे. डॉक्टर भगवान लोकडे सर यांनी आपल्या अत्यंत व्यस्त कार्यशैलीमधून आपल्यासाठी वेळ काढलेला आहे. खरं म्हणजे त्यांचं काम खूप मोठं आहे. त्यांच्या कॉलेजला आता नॅकची PhD मिळणार आहे आणि स्वतः नॅकचे कोऑर्डिनेटर असल्यामुळे काय धावपळ होते हे डॉक्टर निलेश तारे सर आणि मी अनुभवलेलं आहे. त्यामुळे डॉक्टर लोकडे सरांनी आपल्या वेगळ्या कार्यक्रमामधून व्यस्ततेतून जो वेळ काढलेला आहे त्याबद्दल खरोखर मनापासून मी महाविद्यालयाच्या आणि अभ्यास केंद्राच्या वतीने आपले या ठिकाणी आभार व्यक्त करतो. शुद्धोधन कांबळे यांचा आता अभिनंदन करायला हरकत नाही, कारण डॉक्टर लोकडे सरांनी जाहीर केलेलं आहे की संत गाडगे बाबा अमरावती विद्यापीठाने त्यांना आचार्य पदवी बहाल करावी. त्यामुळे त्यांचंही या सभेच्या वतीने मी या ठिकाणी अभिनंदन करतो. आणि आपल्या या ओपन डिफेन्स कमिटीचे सन्माननीय सदस्य सचिव आणि शुद्धोधन कांबळे यांचे मार्गदर्शक, ज्यांच्या मार्गदर्शनाखाली अत्यंत सुचारूपणे अत्यंत तेजस्वी असा प्रवास संशोधनाचा ज्यांनी केलेला आहे, ते शुद्धोधन कांबळे यांचे मार्गदर्शक डॉक्टर संजीव इंगळे सर यांना मी अशी विनंती करतो की त्यांनी आपलं संक्षिप्त मनोगत व्यक्त करत उपस्थितांचे या ठिकाणी आभार व्यक्त करावे.
Sir, may I say something before out of time?
ओके. इंगळे सर,
I want to say, sir, I want to
शुद्धोधनला
say
बोलू दे एक
something.
मिनिट.
Sir, I want to say something about our research center, sir. Sir, I admitted here in 2020, and since now 3 years, the cooperation and support of this research center is important for me, sir. Especially Dr. Kashinath Banate, sir, who has been helping me from the beginning, and he is always there to help me and support. And for any technical or any documentary problem, he is always there with me. And Dr. Lokde ma'am, she is also very supportive. Dr. Sanjay sir, of course, my guide, he is very supportive and guiding. He has given me all the freedom to write it, all the findings, and without any restrictions. So this college has very nice and supportive staff and very good research center is here. So I express my gratitude and thanks to all the staff of this college.
Okay. Thank you, Shubhodhan. Thank you. Dr. Sanjeev Ingle, sir.
Respected dignitaries and delegates, conclude this open defense. I am here to pay. First and foremost, I am very much thankful to the chairperson of this research center, this RNC, principal of the college, and also head of the research center. All the session. Then a very thanks to the of the panel had meeting in I couldn't get that opportunity. Despite of his but this open defense session. Once again, on behalf of the college, on behalf of the research center, and on behalf of our university, Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, Amravati, I am very much thankful to him. Dr. Prasad Vadegaonkar, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor of Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, as well as Madam Dr. Mona Chimote, Dean, the Faculty of Humanities, Both of them have attended this open defense session. I am very much thankful to both of them. Then Dr. Nilesh Tare, head of this department, and my all colleagues and all the researchers who are working here in our research center. I am also thankful to them. Last but not the least, Professor Dr. Barate sir, who has taken tremendous pain and efforts to bring success to this open defense session. I am very much thankful to him personally and on behalf of the college also. So, without taking too much time, with the permission of the chairperson of this this RAC, head of this research center, here I am to conclude this session. Again, I thank all of the participants. I thank all of those who have attended this open session, who has attended this open defense session. Thank you. Thank you, all of them.
थँक्यू सर. थँक्यू. लोकडे सर.
Yes, sir.
नमस्ते नमस्ते सर. खूप खूप तुमचे धन्यवाद.
ओके, थँक्यू व्हेरी मच. आणि रिपोर्ट लवकरच पाठवतोय.
हो सर.
मीटिंग नाव.
हो. हॅलो.
मीटिंग लेफ्ट केली तर चालेल.
हो चालेल चालेल. आणि लोकडे सर,
yes,
आता तुम्ही आमच्या रिसर्च सेंटरशी जुळलेले आहात. पुढे केव्हा तरी तुम्हाला ऍज अ रिसोर्स पर्सन म्हणून आमच्या महाविद्यालयाला भेट द्यायची आहे. आम्हाला आमच्याशी जुळायचं आहे.
शुअर सर, शुअर. इट विल
मला खूप आनंद होईल.
इन प्रेझेन्स. आनंद वाटेल. खूप छान दिसते तुमचं रिसर्च सेंटर. ऍक्टिव्हिटीज पण चांगल्या आहेत.
अगदी जरूर जरूर. ओके सर. ओके. थँक्यू. पोस्ट म्हणून तुम्ही ते करून घ्या.